Welcome to Celebrating Act 2. Celebrating Act 2 is the user manual for the second half of your life.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We have with us today Dr. Liz Lister, one of our favorite guests.
Dr. Liz, it's good to see you. If I'm talking slowly, it's because I had a big night last night. We all got together. It's the end of the party season. It's the beginning of the sobering up season. And I must say that I hold my liquor pretty well. But
Yeah,
I do talk slowly the next morning. Here's the question. The question for Dr. Liz is, what do you do for a hangover?
especially for John, who holds his liquor really well, one in his left hand and one in his right hand.
Oh, it was a wonderful evening. We had a great time, but I'm paying the price.
Indeed.
Help,
As
help him,
many
please.
do. Absolutely, you bet. Well, there's so much to say about the effects of alcohol. Should we talk about that first, and then I'll get to the good part where I tell you what to do to feel better?
Yeah,
Oh,
let him suffer a little
actually,
bit. Let him suffer. Let him suffer a little bit. Take as
actually, I
long as
think
you
I
want.
know about that first part pretty well, but you should tell everybody else.
Right.
You're not just describing it, but you're illustrating for everyone the effects on the brain. That's what people know about the most. Slowing down speech, slowing down the brain circuitry. It's a decrease in judgment. Some people feel disinhibited and they just let it out, whatever the it was that they were keeping inside. And also lowered perception, right? So lots and lots of impacts on the brain. And interestingly, the impacts on the brain are different when the alcohol level is rising compared to when the alcohol level is dropping back down. Isn't that interesting? That
Huh?
can, that can,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm a little
yes,
slow on the uptake, but it's interesting. Yeah.
yes, alcohol definitely slows things down. A lot of people are also aware of impact on the liver. Even just a little bit of alcohol can get the liver working pretty hard. The liver enzyme tests can be a little bit elevated if they get checked, even near having like a glass of wine, that type of thing. Effects on the gut. Some people are aware of that. Some people can have a lot of sensitivity. Of course, the alcohol itself can irritate the esophagus, the stomach, and the lining of the gut and can interfere with absorbing the nutrients that we do need.
You
Okay. And then,
know,
of course, there's problems with long-term use. Mhm.
I
Go ahead.
was just going to say that it didn't feel like any of that happened last night. It felt completely different than it does today. So,
Exactly. Exactly. And so, and long-term, women and men can have reproductive health issues, sexual dysfunction, all right, and also impaired blood sugar management by the body, thinner bones, muscle weakness, all kinds of effects can happen to the body with the long-term use of alcohol, all right? That's a little different than just a hangover from one occasion, but over time, all sorts of negative effects on the body can happen.
But Dr. Liz, please, now that you have not only enhanced the feeling of uh, pity that John has for himself, because not only does he have a headache, but he has ruined what was left of his cardiovascular urinary liver system. Is there anything you can do? Because he's very important to me as a business partner, and he makes me laugh a lot, even when he's sober. Can you help him dry out, or whatever you call it, feel better?
Yes, absolutely. You bet. Let's do that. Let's do that for you, John.
thank you.
Because
And my question is, does coffee help? Because that's what I'm trying this morning.
indeed, indeed. So sometimes it can help. What the number one step to feeling better after too much alcohol is hydration, which is mostly water. Drinking water, maybe a little bit of electrolytes, but not going crazy on the sugary Gatorade type of drinks, but just plain water mostly. Alcohol causes dehydration of the cells. Just about every cell of the body is very permeable to alcohol. And so the correction for that is to really focus on hydration. Also is rest, not really pushing it too hard. Some people think a very intense workout is going to help work it out of their body. That's possibly true, but for the most part, the body needs a break. It needs rest, needs to recoup. So you want to keep their activity on the light side. And you want to eat food because digesting and metabolizing food is also going to help the body metabolize and get rid of the alcohol products that it makes in the cells.
Well, I think you've saved John from, he was just about to use his remedy, which was to take another drink to help mask his hangover. That's not
The
a
hair
good
of the dog.
Yeah.
The hair of the dog. It kind of levels it all back out, and then you get sober slowly.
There are individual differences, aren't there, for what works for people?
Yeah. Yeah. But the important thing is we had a good time. We were all together. And sometimes we don't realize that we're crossing that line of one too many.
Well, there's really,
Yes.
so the real message, the real takeaway here is if you're going to drink to excess, which John obviously is able to do because he's trained a lifetime to do that, that there are ways to minimize the after effects by drinking a lot of water. Would that be the sort of the bottom line?
Water,
That's a very important bottom line.
water,
Taking it
rest,
easy,
some food.
eating food. People feel that different types of foods are going to work for them. That's not shown so much in the science. So whatever works for you, and mostly number one is hydrating as much as you can.
And coffee doesn't hurt.
Coffee doesn't hurt, especially if you're having particular symptoms. If you're having a headache, sometimes a cup of coffee helps with that, which is okay. Generally speaking, sometimes coffee can be dehydrating. So it's important, even you can have your coffee, but just make sure you have your water also.
Good. Good. Good advice, which I will remember next New Year's Eve.
You better write it down, John.
Dr. Liz, very topical, I would say. And thank you. I appreciate it. And now I have to go take a nap. Oh, I'm going to get something to eat and take a nap
And
after I have a drink of water.
to do a little bit of George M. Cohan paraphrasing, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and John thanks you.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
See you.
Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year.
For more on Celebrating Act Two, visit our webpage, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and tell your friends. Celebrating Act Two is the user manual for the second half of your life.